Fox 10 News at 5 starts now. This is a Fox 10 weather alert.
And good afternoon, everybody. Here we go again. Same time, different storms. Sky Fox showing us more storms moving into the valley. This is what it looked like a short time ago, looking east towards Scottsdale, Fountain Hills, the Loop 101 and Indian Bend roughly. And you can see it's a pretty good cell out there.
Wow, look how dark the skies have gotten. This is a look from Sky Fox looking west about I-17 and Dunlap. Well, actually, we're starting to see some of the raindrops on the camera lens. The clouds and heavy rain coming off the distance, and you can see that thunderstorm just dropping the rain straight down right there. And also, take a look at the storm clouds moving in from this new camera on top of Phoenix City Hall. This is looking directly north, and look how ominous that picture is, especially as you look off to the northeast. That's where the storms are coming in from, the northeast. So they're really starting to move across the valley, and we're even seeing them start to edge into the western half of the metro area. And
now, you know, we've got the machinery geared up and working. The monsoon is in full swing. Here's a live look at an ADOT camera. This is along Loop 202, 56th Street, looking west. You can see those are the Estrella Mountains off in the distance, and another cell dumping a lot of rain. Ahwatukee would be over there to the right, roughly.
More clouds and storms to the east. This is an ADOT camera looking toward the Superstitions from Loop 202 and Broadway. And it's the monsoon season, and they typically move in right around 4 or 5 in the evening, and that's when we get all of our pretty much more severe storms start to at that time. You can see the dark clouds just above the mountaintop.
Commute's looking great, though, out there. Here's another ADOT camera, clouds along westbound 202. This is east of Higley. So you can see the darkness out there, especially in the east. We see some action out there today.
And the dark clouds and rain moving right through Flagstaff a short time ago. This is an unbelievable shot from Flagstaff. I mean, it looks like Armageddon, doesn't it, practically? This was what it looked like from our tower cam on Mount Eldon. The storm was just southwest of Flag, and it dumped some very heavy rain, even brought along with it some light hail.
Now, most of the state is under a flash flood watch at this hour.
Those storms firing up once again, and it could be an active few hours coming our way. Christy Siefkin here with the details. Christy, there's so much moisture in the air. You could feel it today.
It's so thick, so sticky and humid. Yesterday, we got a little bit of a break in the valley, the atmosphere recharging, and as expected, we're seeing those storms really firing up this afternoon and evening. Valley-wide, seeing some activity at this hour as those storms have moved off the higher terrain to the north and east of us into the valley. I've turned on our sweeping radar so you can see in real time which areas are being hit hardest. We have a very strong cell that made its way across the city, and right now is just kind of hovering over the West Valley, all the way from the 10 extending to the top of Loop 101 in the West Valley. As we look at the height of some of these storms, the top of the storm cell is about 30,000 feet. So we've got some intense rain even at the 20,000 foot level and below. So if you're driving along Grand Avenue right now, expect to see very slick roads. Expect those windshield wipers to be on top speed. As we jump over to parts of the East Valley, seeing some decent rainfall there as well, extending from 60 to the top of 202 all the way up to Loop 101. So parts of Mesa, in addition to parts of Apache Junction that saw some heavier rain earlier. Tempe, you're getting in on a little bit of the mix, but Scottsdale, if you're driving anywhere along Loop 101 or cutting across toward the 51, once again, expect a soggy commute. Now, there are showers statewide. That's just a quick snapshot at what we're seeing in the valley. But as John and Carrie mentioned, we do have that flash flood watch in effect across the whole state. Northern Arizona, it'll last all the way until 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Rainfall rates 1 to 2 inches an hour, if not more. A couple of flash flood warnings out there in places like Mojave County as a result of the very heavy rain we've already seen so far. Now, across the lower deserts, and this includes us, of course, in the Metro Phoenix area, the flash flood watch lasting until 2 o'clock this morning. So while we're seeing some activity now, a lot of potential out there still with all of the moisture and all of the instability for more storms this evening. I'll be tracking that for you throughout the course of the show.
All right, thank you, Christy. We'll check back in with you. We're getting a better look at the storms as they get even closer to the valley.
Danielle Miller, live out on the road, continuing our coverage. Danielle, how's the look out there?
Hey, John, we're actually here on the 101 North in Scottsdale. I'm going to turn our outdoor cameras on so you can see exactly what we're dealing with here. The rain just now starting to pick up. You see a lot more drops hitting the windshield at this time. Some lightning in the distance over there. We're right here at Thomas, Loop 101 North, and Thomas here. As I mentioned, rain just now starting to pick up. Nothing too bad right now, nothing too heavy at this time. But like I said, there is some lightning in the distance. Does seem to be picking up at this time. I can move the camera out a little bit. Well, that's not working. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it looks like our camera's not turning there for me, but towards the right, if you're looking at the screen right now, it's so dark out there. You can't even see any of the mountain ranges over there because of how dark it is and heavy that moisture is out there. Towards Camelback, so to the left of us, you can see Camelback. There is sunshine over there, but looks like these storms are just now kind of rolling in here as we're driving on the 101 North. Now we're coming up here to Indian School, and it still looks like it's just picking up as we continue on here. John?
Oh yeah, you head up north. I mean, you're getting into the northeast Scottsdale, Fountain Hills, and you're going to really get it there.
I have to ask her to drive by our house and see if we're getting rain at home or your house.
That'd be great.
While she's up there.
Great. We'll get the full real-time report.
Check
I love
the
it.
yard. Check
Thank
the
you,
pool.
Danielle. Good
All
stuff.
right, search efforts up north hampered once again by the afternoon monsoon storms. It really came down up near Payson this afternoon, and this is exactly where the rescuers are looking for 27-year-old Hector Garnica, missing since a flash flood killed his entire family on Saturday.
Garnica was in the canyon at a swimming hole to celebrate his wife's birthday. She and the couple's 3 children were among the 9 people confirmed dead, washed away and killed. Horrible, horrible tragedy. The search for the bodies had to be cut short yesterday because of bad weather, and they were back at it today, this time with dogs and drones.
Now, we're also hearing the first 911 calls made after that flash flood swept through that canyon, sweeping the swimmers away. Steve Kraft is live near Payson with more. Steve.
Well, you were talking about the bad weather. It has continued today. We've
Here with the details, Nicole.
Yeah, Carrie, the victims have been identified as 53-year-old Alan Ram, the president and founder of Proactive Training Solutions based in Scottsdale. With him, 22-year-old Krista Buchanan, who works for that company. They were on their way to Orange County, and appears they turned around right before they got to the California-Arizona border. Looks like the plane was having some mechanical issues, and Ram was trying to make an emergency landing in Mesa, but they never made it. The plane went down in flames at a nearby golf course.
Those in the car business family were saddened and shocked by Alan Ram's sudden death in this fiery crash. Ram was flying his Lancer Evolution.
Large swath of the valley, almost all of it. Clouds and heavy rain off in the distance. Much more ahead when we return on Fox 10 News at 5.
Are we in for more monsoon activity as the day goes on?
Northern Arizona once again will be under the gun.
Pictures from Skyfox over Lake Pleasant, all that damage. He seems to really like Andrea, which is weird.
I know, he's trying to turn around and look at you.
I enjoy the game, I will say that.
One in Indian School, Scottsdale, Northeast Valley. There's been a lot of activity. And then you've got the Estrella Mountains off in the distance. Ahwatukee would be to the right corner of your screen. But there's been a lot of activity up north and east so far.
A lot of people thought this monsoon wasn't going to be much, and it's turned out it got a little bit late start in the valley. It was very active around the state.
Right.
It has been, wow, kind of shocking with all the rain.
And think of September, how we can, in September it can just open up on you.
So we're tracking it. This is Sky Fox looking to the west near 59th Avenue and Grand Avenue. We're starting to see some raindrops, a huge area of heavy rain. Look at how heavy the rain is. It has obscured the, I believe we're looking off to the west here. Dennis, are we looking to the west here? It has obscured the view. I'm not sure if that's the White Tank Mountains, what mountain range that is, but it has completely obscured the view of that mountain. It is coming down so hard. And Christy was showing us that some of the thunderstorm tops are at 30,000 feet, and I imagine that some of them might even go higher than that. We're going to be checking with her in just a minute.
And in the lower right corner, you see the radar. You can see it kind of moving in from east to west, and this is becoming kind of a valley-wide event. Storm clouds on the camera on top of Phoenix City Hall. We'll take a look at that now. This is looking directly north, and again, off to the northeast. On the right upper corner of your screen, you can see how dark and ominous the sky is.
And these are the big storms that moved through Payson and that delayed that search and rescue or search and recovery mission. They made their way down the Beeline Highway through the Tonto Basin area, and they have really been hitting, especially the Northeast Valley, hard. We're getting a better look at the storms as they get closer to the valley.
Danielle Miller is going mobile. She's out on the road, continuing our coverage. Danielle?
Hey, John and Carrie. Right now, we are on the 101 North. We just passed Shea here on the 101. It was picking up a little bit when we were back a few miles, but now it's kind of slowing down. I'm actually going to flip the camera around so you can see exactly what we're dealing with. So a lot of the dark clouds coming in from the east. You can't even see, I know there's the block walls there. We're on the freeway, 101 northbound. You can't really see the mountain ranges out there, but when we could, you could barely see them because the cloud coverage was just so thick out there. These skies are very dark. Not too much rain at this time. We're getting some light sprinkles, but with these dark clouds ahead, looks like it's going to be a lot heavier here soon, but nothing too bad right now. You can see our wipers there, not working too hard at this time. So a lot of those dark clouds coming in from the east, and we're just kind of waiting for it to drop some more rain on us out here.
Bell.
All right, well, and I was just talking to Christy. A lot of the really heavy thunderstorms, Danielle, have moved off to the West Valley, but this is just kind of the more steady raindrops. So you're probably not having to worry as much where you are. But it is good to note that traffic is moving rather smoothly during rush hour. Usually we get a little bit of rain and, you know, everyone kind of screeches to a halt.
Yeah. No, traffic
exactly. Yeah, everything is moving very smoothly. And
all right, well, we'll check back in with you in just a bit. Thanks, Danielle.
Well, parts of the East Valley getting a little bit of a break from the rain, but we have pockets of very heavy rain a bit farther to the west and more moisture working its way out of the southeast. We'll talk about that coming up in just a couple minutes.
Fox 10 AccuWeather.
That we have finally started to see the rain here in the valley. Not only parts of the West Valley that are getting hit hard, but also pretty widespread portions of the East Valley as well. We have all that moisture out there that's lingered from the past couple of days. And while we had a bit of a break yesterday in the valley, those conditions were prime for storms to fire this afternoon. And the good conditions will continue into the evening. So while you're fighting against the raindrops potentially on tonight's commute, we may not be done with the convection for tonight. We're seeing plenty of heavy rainfall along the mountains up into northern Arizona. All of the state, as I mentioned, under that flat flood watch for the most part. And the valley continuing to see widespread showers really focused around